Now we'll take a look at rests. So with rests, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little staff here, because the whole rest and the half rest, it requires us to see where they lie on the staff. So with rests, they all have the same names and the same equal values. So if I have, for a whole rest, what I do is it looks like this. It's in the third space, 1, 2, 3. We always count from the bottom up, 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So this is in the top of the third space, just underneath the fourth line, and that's the whole rest. Okay, there's a little space underneath. Now the half rest is in the same space, but it is on the top of the third line. So there's a little space there. Now if I make this a little bit bigger for you so you can see it, here's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I go to draw a whole rest, there we go. Or if I go to draw a half rest, now when I was a kid, I always would get confused as to which was which. So my teacher told me, well, if you're going to take a whole rest, think of this as your blanket. And if you're going to take a whole rest, in the morning you're going to make your bed anyways, so you sleep underneath the covers. If you're only going to take a half a rest, say in an afternoon nap or something, well, you don't want to have to remake your bed, so there's room for the little person on top of the covers, so you don't have to redo your bed. So a half rest and a whole rest. It's kind of a fun way to remember it. Now, the quarter rest is a funny looking shape. It looks nothing like the whole rest or the half rest. The quarter rest looks like this. It's like a slanted Z with a curved line off of it. Okay, when I draw that on the staff, it's very specific. So I have to go from the the top space, middle of the top space, cross that fourth line to the middle of the next space, to the third space. Then down to the line, the middle line, the 1, 2, third line, then down to halfway through the next space, and then we do our curved line. So that's a quarter rest. Quarter rest is equal to 1 beat. Okay. Now when we get to the eighth rests, it kind of looks like a 7 with a curved top and a bit of a curved side. The 16th rest looks almost identical, but just as in notes, having 2 flags, the 16th note, the 16th rest has 2 of these little, maybe polyps, you could call them. And if we go on 32nd rest, it's going to have 3, etc., 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 as we get smaller and smaller. So there's rests: the whole rest, the half rest, the quarter rest, eighth rest, 16th rest, 32nd rest, all equaling the same amount of time as their corresponding beats. Okay, so that's notes and rests.